Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's video. We're just going to jump right into it. My name is Teevee the Marketer, and you are tuned in to the Teevee Marketing Show. Hey, like my new little show title? Hey, if you need any help, hit teeveethemarketer.com. But we're not here for that right now. What we're here to talk about is, what is it? Oh, first of all, who am I? I'm Teevee the Marketer, and I help businesses generate more leads, get more exposure, and basically get their name, their brand out to the World Wide Web and to the world, right? Because that is the world. And one of the things that we do with this show, which we broadcast on the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, is share tips, tricks, hacks, and stacks of ideas that you can use in your business to try to generate that for yourself, how to do different things. Today, one of the main things we're going to talk about is we're just going to get into how to create a simple Facebook ad. I'm actually going to walk you through the steps here in a moment and show you how you can just create an ad for your local business. And we're going to take the hypothetical scenario that you are a yoga studio, yoga instructor that teaches in Dallas, and you know that your market is women between 25 and 45, and you're going to give away something, right? So we're going to just assume that you're going to have an offer for a free first class, which is generally pretty normal, right? So one of the things I want to say there is you always need to make sure to have a good offer to capture people's attention. If you have content, then you need to make sure to have a good piece of content, right? You need to make sure to grab their attention. And if you're going to run an ad and you know that you're going to try to generate business from it, the number one tip I can give you is to make sure that you have a good offer. If you have a good offer, then you'll at least get them to stop in their tracks and maybe consider you. If you hit them right, you have a great, if you hit them right with the targeting, and you make sure that within the ad you say, hey, Mrs. Mom or whatever within this area. Hey, we got 5 people? Really? Cool. Dang, that was fast. What was I saying? Oh, so make sure you have a good offer. Where's the conversation here? Hey, where we at? Where's my conversation? Hello, 5 people, and hello. Hey, BJ. So make sure you have a good offer. Make sure you're targeting right. So we're going to jump right into it, and let's just do it. All right. So let me share with you my screen. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Boom. Let me go to Facebook. Hold on. Let me pop open its own window. Got too many YouTube tabs open. Let's go to Facebook. And I'm going to go to the ads. Before I share this, I don't want to violate people's privacy. Oops. Not Google Ads. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone holding up? Thanks. Good to see you here, BJ. There we go. Share screen. Let me see here. Nuts and bolts. Let's jump in here. All right, it's loading slow, but here we go. Voila. Give me a second while it loads up. So imagine you're a dance instructor. Imagine you're, obviously, this is going to be, I'm going to let you handle the limitations you have because of COVID and how many people you can actually see in your business. But if you're having trouble getting people back to class, this would be a great opportunity to create a piece of content telling people what your restrictions are and that you're still here to service them. You still have a place for them, and you'll be happy to see them. That whatever your cleaning processes are, whatever it is that you need to tell them to ensure that their safety is still being handled. And also just encouraging them to come, right? All right, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to use my Kids Passion ad page, and we're just going to create an ad. So first of all, if you don't know already, let's see, Facebook, go into search, just simply search for Facebook Ad Manager. Now, I have an account. So if you don't have an ad account, that's going to be a problem. And let's back up a little bit. You need to make sure to have a Facebook page. Something that I always tell any business owner, any brand, anybody that's really trying to grow their Facebook audience and do big things, I recommend you have a Facebook page. And I may have said this in previous videos, but I don't care who you are. I recommend you have a page because maybe in 2 or 3 years, let me back up. Maybe you have a great profile where you're gathering people together and people are connecting and engaging with you. And that's great. I can't poo-poo on that because you've done a great job at generating friendships, relationships, and people support you, share your material. The problem becomes that you can't scale that fast enough. What Facebook ads and Facebook having a Facebook page allows you to do is to scale it much bigger, much faster, because just a simple example is if somebody likes your page, you can advertise to them at least at a cheaper cost. It's not going to be free, but you can make sure that your 1,000 people that like your page actually see your content by running a simple ad, like we're going to do right now. Or if you have 10,000 people, the reality is most people aren't going to organically see it, much like organically most of your friends are also seeing your Facebook post. You can ensure that almost all of them see it by advertising, and it allows you to grow like internationally if you wanted to, all over the city or all over the state, whatever you want depending on your limitations. But I recommend you have a page because that allows you to get back in front of them and then have run ads to be able to get back in front of them. I hope that makes sense. I just can't. I work in a dance community, as you're going to see here with my dance business account, and I know that a lot of people don't have pages. And although people have grown massive brands and audiences around it, I think they're limiting their growth because they're not creating pages that allow them to scale much bigger, much faster. So now that I've covered that, make sure to create a Facebook ad account, an ad manager account. So I'm not going to go through that right now. Do a search for Facebook Ad Manager or Business Manager. They'll walk you through the steps. Make sure to connect a credit card to it because that's where we're going to start from. From that specific point, I'm not going to show you how to do that, all right? So Google will be your best friend there. Let's go back out. So let's say you are a yoga studio and you are or a yoga instructor. Maybe you have a small studio, whatever, and you want to run an ad. So once you log into the Ad Manager, oh, I didn't turn this on. Crap. Oh well. But the other speaker is on and you can obviously hear me. So you're here. Yeah, click some of this stuff out. Got so much stuff in my way. Get that away. All right. You aren't going to see these. Obviously, these are previous ad campaigns that I was running. Here's one right now that I'm running. So we're going to hit create. Hit that big green button. Green for go. And we wait. Sorry guys, I think with everything, the bandwidth and everything that I'm running right now, it's going to go slow. Campaign name is something that you're going to remember. So if you are running an offer to women between 25 and 45, that would be a great name. Like maybe your offer is an engagement. Come on, computer. An engagement campaign. I'll explain that is in a second. And you're going to run it to women between 25 to 45. Campaign name is pretty important because it will allow you to look at the campaign. There's 3 levels to ads. There's a campaign name, the ad set, and the ad. And when you look at your dashboard, it allows you to know who you're targeting or what the purpose of the campaign was. If you are running credit, employment, or housing, you do have to check that off because there's a lot of regulation around it and Facebook wants to make sure that you're following some rules. Obviously, I'm not. Buying type will always be auction. In fact, it's the only option. I don't even know why they have that there. Campaign objective. All right, so let's walk through these real quick. So campaign objectives is where you decide what you want, what's the point of your ad. You're going to tell Facebook, I want this ad to target people that are likely to do X. So let's look at it. Well, awareness. Brand awareness is just like you're going to cover a certain market. You want people to become aware of your brand. That topic's for another video in terms of what it specifically is. Reach is just trying to cover as many people as possible. So you're just going to spend money and say, I want to hit as many people as possible. Traffic. Traffic is if you have an ad and you purposely want to send them to your website, for example, you have a blog post or something on your website. So the idea and the structure of the ad, if you were to select that, would be to put in a graphic or video, and there would be somewhere where you can put a link that bounces off. And then Facebook will try to find people that actually click on ads and go off to visit other websites. It's going to optimize for that intention. Make sense? App installs. You have an app. We're not going to worry about the video views. This is actually a really good one to use if you have a video and you just want to get views. Now, within the video view ad campaign, you can still have links that bounce out or links that do whatever, but Facebook is going to optimize or make sure to target people that like to watch videos and will get you more video views. Does that make sense? As opposed to going to bounce off and visit a website. Lead generation, that's the type of ad where you're deliberately trying to collect name, number, email, or something like that via the ad, and that's another video by itself. Post engagement, that's what I'm going to recommend. There were 2 ad styles or 2 ad objectives that I recommend for almost anyone is post engagement or video views, usually those 2. Now, in both those instances, the viewer actually stays on the page, which then will allow it to be more affordable, because if people leave the Facebook doesn't want you to leave, but if you leave Facebook, they're going to charge you a little bit more of a premium, because it's like, hey, we're giving you our traffic, our audience, and you're bouncing them. So there's going to be a little bit more money. It's going to cost you more. Video views and post engagements are the 2 ad types that I recommend for almost all businesses to just get going, get traffic, get eyeballs on your post, your video, and then ideally within that video post or within that, it could be a photo, a graphic, you're saying something of valuing, obviously delivering the offer, which goes back to my free class for a yoga instructor. So that's what we're going to do. There's page likes. Actually, I'm running a page like campaign for this one. Event responses, you're trying to get people to respond to your event. And then messages, you're actually trying to get people to message you directly. Then these others are conversions. That's for a whole nother video, but very powerful. So we're going to hit post engagement. Come on, baby. Post engagement. There you go. What are you loading? There you go. I'm going to move you over. Go away. It's trying to tell me something. Going to leave these. No A/B, no campaign budget optimization. At the ad set level is where you decide you want to target. So I'm in Dallas. So if you're watching this outside of Dallas, here's where you're going to select what area you're going to target once again, and who you're going to target, where they at, and what are their interests, what are they into. Are they into yoga, right? So I'm going to do, once again, Dallas, female, 25 to 45, and hopefully this catches up to me. Oh, my back hurts. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to leave it alone. Ad name. Maybe it's a post that you have on your website or on your actual page already. So I'm going to just grab a post that I have on my page already to advertise. But you could create a graphic specifically for that. And and I recommend you use graphic, because if you just use words, that may or may not get their attention, but probably not. If you use a graphic, I recommend you use a graphic that is in line with what you have, maybe a photo of you with, free class. Please keep this in mind. Even when I work with clients, I have to remind them, because sometimes they'll create graphics and I end up doing it for them. Facebook has this thing called the 20% rule. They don't want you using graphics. Ideally, they don't want you using graphics that have words all over it. In fact, they don't want you using graphics that supposedly have over 20% text in the photo. Why? They want Facebook to be user-friendly. They don't want it to look spammy. Obviously it is on some level, depending on whose newsfeed you're following and whatnot, but they don't want it to look like crap, so they want it to look kind of sharp. So they deliberately want you to use no more than 20%. Now, back in the day, they used to actually decline your ad altogether if you had over 20%. So what does that mean? Once again, I'm going to, let me go out here. I would do a search for Facebook, blah, blah, blah. Facebook 20% rule, there you go. And Facebook has this tool, and I never have the URL, so I have to go out of my way. Is that it? Yep, there it is. Let's go there. And what you do within Facebook, their little tool, you can upload your graphic if there's a question whether there's 20% or more, and they will tell you it has too much, or it doesn't, or it's fine. It'll run perfectly fine. Now, it may still get approved. It's up and down on that one. But if you do get approved and you know you have words all over it, you're going to pay a premium. You're actually not going to reach as many people because Facebook algorithm is going to minimize it, limit your reach, and it's going to cost you more. So why bother? Just remove it. So you would upload it here, and then you get a little score. Images okay, too low, image text low, slightly lower. Yeah, so just do that, all right? It's critical. Now, it's just bad design if you have a bunch of words anyways. They're not going to read it. Put all the information you really need within your description of your ad. Don't put all these words in your graphic. I see that a lot, and you think that people are going to read the graphic. They're not. Not if it's running as an ad, right? Because they're scrolling. It's too much to read. Put it in your actual post and your actual ad, and don't put all this crap there, okay? That's a big recommendation. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your money. I'm just going to name it ad. Save as a draft. We'll continue. How many people I got now? I have 5. I can't even tell. This thing does a bad job of letting me know. Here we go. All right. So then it pops you over here. This is an overview of the campaign stuff that we already selected. We named the campaign this. It's going to be post engagement. Here's where you can verify if maybe you wanted video views, or maybe you wanted something else because you got more experience. Here's where you can change it. Okay, don't worry about anything else. Then you would click here. See how I told you there's three levels to creating 3 levels and 3 phases to creating an ad. The second level allows you to decide exactly who. First level is what you're going to advertise, what the objective is. Second level is actually who. So let's look in here. You can decide how much, who, what do they look like, and where. Please hold. Hope y'all are doing good. All right, daily budget. You can do as little as $1. So say you're strapped for cash and you don't have a lot. Put $1. Say you got money to spend and you just want to blanket the market, then spend the money. You're going to get a lot of reach between YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Actually, you can even choose Instagram within here. These platforms allow you to really get as much exposure as possible. If you know you have money, use it. If you know you have money and don't know how to use it, call me. But if you don't have a lot of money, you can spend as little as $1. So let's just do $1 for yoga instructors. You're just starting and you just want to get your name out there. You have a great offer. You just need to let people know. You can probably get in front of at least a few hundred people with $1 a day, and that's 100 people that you never would have got in front of. Think about that. You would have never got in front of them if you don't advertise. Spend $1. That's $30 a day, $30 a month, right? Creating audience, don't worry about that. Here. Click on there. Right now it's going all over the United States. That dollar won't get you very far for United States, and you obviously can't service the United States. So where is a yoga studio? Let me see. I'm actually going to do, I don't know any addresses in Dallas. Let me see. Just look up yoga studio, and I'm going to near me. There's somebody in here. 1320 Griffin Street. They're temporarily closed, but we're just using this as an example. 1320 Griffin Street. I wanted to use a real address, so that way. 1320. So you can choose the city, or you can choose your actual address of your location. Now, you could be a baker, you could be a restaurant. Once again, especially for those reasons, more than likely they're not going to travel more than a few miles. You look at your audience, look at your current clients and customers. Where are they coming from? What did I say? Griffin Street. There we go. Let's just street, and it's going to find it. It's going to find the address. Then you can tell Facebook, How far, it's going to zoom in here in a second. Okay. There it is. So right now it's set to 10 miles outside of that radius from within that address. Maybe you know they're not going to drive that far out. You can go as little as, I think, a mile. Yep, a mile. Let's do 2. 2. Boom. And if you look over here, there's 210,000 people within that given area right now, male, female, all ages. So it's going to give you a little running count, and based on that dollar, you're going to get in front of, supposedly, they're estimated between 112 and 324 people. And you're going to have 17 to 48 people engage with your actual post. Now, let me speak on that. Post engagement. Post engagement, you're trying to get in front of people that actively will like, comment, share on your video. No, it may not always be positive, so be aware of that. The more you put yourself out there, the more likely you might get some hate. But that's not, it's out there. Just know that. Prepare yourself for that. But it may be graded. You may be in an industry, in a niche where that's not necessarily an issue, but just trying to make you aware. So you're engaging with people that the ad is going to show with to people that actually usually like, comment, and share. They're those people that are always on Facebook and liking, commenting, and sharing, and are within 2 miles of that area. Let's go on down. Now, we're using yoga right now as an example, but you're a restaurant. You can do this too. Anybody can do this. These are people. This is, if you look around, everyone's on their phone, and more than likely they're probably on Facebook. So why not put your business there, right? So we know we want women. We're going to hit women here. And then we want women between 35 and 45. That's what we said. Because that's who usually comes into my yoga studio. They're women between that age. Why waste your money on showing it to 18-year-olds? Why waste it on showing it to 20-year-olds? Why waste showing it on men? Men don't usually come to my classes, Teevee. All right, cool. We're not even going to put this ad in front of them. 25, 45. You could even, after that, let's do 45. If you know you only deal with Spanish-speaking women or French, you only want to put this in front of French people that speak French. Now, this is specific to their device actually being in French or their device actually being in Spanish because they speak Spanish and their entire operating system and their Facebook is in their language. So it's going to show those people if you were to select that, which is powerful if you know that's who you want. So now we're down to 60,000 women within 2 miles of that address between the ages of 25 to 45. Scroll on down, and here's where you can get into more detailed targeting, psychographic information. What are they into? Now, if you want to bring somebody that's already familiar with yoga, well then just put in yoga. Yoga is an interest, and yoga instructor, somebody, if you put your title, you've self-identified as a yoga instructor, I could advertise the yoga instructors. Why would that be important? Well, maybe I'm looking for yoga instructors for my yoga studio, and because it's growing, it's booming, I've been running ads, and now I need yoga instructors. So I can put this in front of people that have self-identified as a yoga instructor and say, hey, we're hiring. How targeted would that be? How awesome would that message be? They'd be like, cool. How do they know? Because you told us so, right? Yoga instructor, yoga teacher, employers, a yoga instructor. We can just do yoga pants. We can do yoga. Now, obviously, there's 421 million in the probably the worldwide audience. Let's see how many people. It might be a few thousand at this point. 37,000 within two miles of that address. We're gonna leave it like that. All right. You could continue to add more interest. So maybe I would do yoga pants, but everyone wears yoga pants. I'm surprised guys don't wear yoga pants, or do they? Dudes wear yoga pants. So yoga pants. But that's a little too broad. Maybe just health. Maybe you want to target people that are already into their health and wellness and they're into that interest. How does Facebook know that? Because we're liking, commenting, engaging, going to websites about health and wellness. Hey, where's the rest? Health and wellness. Health clubs, not public health. Not a healthcare provider. So here's where you have to start trying to get into the mind of your target audience of what are they into. They're more than likely into health and wellness. So you would choose that. But maybe you wouldn't if you just want them into yoga. They have an idea. Maybe they've attended it because they've shown interest in it. Perhaps a popular health yoga instructor, or in this case, I'm going to use as an example Tony Robbins. Maybe you're a public speaker or someone that wants to get in front of Tony Robbins. If you're a motivational speaker kind of guy, you want to get in front of his audience. Or think of popular authors in that industry. Think of those. They may be an audience. I'm going to use Tony Robbins because I know he is. So you can get in front of Tony Robbins' audience. They're more than likely rah kind of people. You have something to give them. So there's 20 million people in that audience. For yoga instructors, if you have someone that's really popular, try punching them in. Google yoga influencers, right? Anybody that's written a book on yoga, you may want to get in front of them. But anyways, that's for you to decide. I'm going to leave it kind of broad, okay? Because I don't want to limit the exposure. We're up to 40,000 people within 2 miles. That's a few people, women between 25 and 45. Let's move on. Let's see here. Here, if you have a page, where you can decide to advertise to people that already have engaged with your page, even similar to your page, right? They used to actually, and they removed it, people that quote unquote like your page. Actually, I take that back. I've seen some of my pages have that, or ad managers have that access, and some don't. So the closest thing is people who have engaged with your page. Hit that because it includes people that liked your page. If you were to do that in that example, just to get back in front of them, I would remove these other qualifiers and just advertise the people that have liked your page. All right? You could, if you know you want to use that again, all these things that we just selected, hit save audience, and then you'll be able to come back to that. That way you can just select the audience, boop, and move on, so you can make this faster. Placements. This refers to where do you want your ad to show? And I'm going to go over that a little bit, but then we're going to go to manual. We manually want to select where we want our ad to show. Facebook, and this is a big lesson, they little by little are getting more and more, especially with the launch of, what did they call it? Chat groups or rooms. They want you to engage more and more. So obviously they saw, and my feeling is that they saw what Zoom was doing and how people were engaging and jumping into these rooms for all these various things. Well, we can do that. Facebook has the money to create almost anything they want, any feature within the platform, and thus keep people inside of Facebook ecosystem, and then obviously show them ads. I think they're not going to show ads within the actual experience in those rooms, but the fact is you're on there more, and then you're going to continue being on there, so therefore you're going to get served more ads. Win-win, right? And obviously then it can pay for the development of all that. But automatic where was I going with that? Actually, I'm going to go to manual placements so that we can pop open all these different places. Placements always refers to where specifically you wanted to show. Here's where you can choose, do you want to show on mobile, do you want to show on desktop? I would show on both, but more than likely 80 to 90% of the traffic and the viewership on Facebook is coming now from mobile. So you always want to make sure mobile is on. I'm just going to leave it on for all devices, but you can check here, mobile, desktop. And also then specifically within platforms, you have Facebook and Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram. Not sure if you know that. I'm still surprised people don't, but Facebook owns Instagram. So therefore you can advertise there. Audience network, that is, Facebook has a feature where websites can actually plug in their code and basically place, Google has this and Facebook are two platforms that have this, where you go to these websites to read an article and to pay for it so they can get some income from that website and from all their efforts, they'll have ads. Well, Google has done this for years and it's a powerful, that's another strategy. But Facebook has it as well, where they'll have their ads, or basically our ads if we wanted to, within those platforms. So it's added exposure outside of Facebook. We're going to focus on people in Facebook. So we're going to remove the audience network, eventually, hopefully. Go away, audience network. And more than likely, and here's Facebook. Look at all these locations. You have the feed, which is the most popular, and we definitely want it there. You have the Instagram feed. For an Instagram feed, you need to make sure that your graphic, when you design it, is a square for best experience. It can be vertical. It should be square. Just try to do that with your graphic intentionally. This is something that I'm telling you right now. Intentionally design a graphic that is square, one by one. That way you have the choice to actually advertise on Instagram and have a good experience. Otherwise, it may look like crap. You don't want that. You don't want to be that guy. So you have the Instagram feed. I will leave it on for now because then it gives you added exposure. Depending on the niche, you actually some niches, some industries like dance, for example, has a huge. Well, Instagram is huge, so there's that. But some like really engaging kind of stuff, like art, photography, fitness, dance. Those niches are huge because they're obviously heavy on the visual, heavy on video. So that's a great place to be. So Instagram feed, the marketplace, you could advertise there. This particular ad you can't. Video feeds. So what the video feed is, say this is where it's genius. They've created a whole nother feed. If you click on a video, it'll pop open the video, but then they'll show you more videos, right? So you keep scrolling and then you find yourself watching 4 or 5 videos and wasting your time and seeing a handful more ads. But if you have a video that you're advertising, I would leave it on because you would show there, okay? Instagram Explore, well, that's on Instagram, that's the actual Explore page. You know that. You can show your video there. So it's a choice. I'm going to uncheck that. I only have $1 a day. So keep in mind, this dollar is trying to cover all this. So now that I think about that, if I had $5, I would place these on these other ones. But just for the sake of this example, I'm going to remove the Instagram feed, and I'm going to remove the video feed because I'm not doing a video, but I would use that. Come on. And here is updating the audience. Oh, my back. 33,000. So it's telling you it has a nice size audience. All right. Stories. So there's 3 different placements now within stories. There's Instagram story, there's the Facebook story, and there's Messenger stories. More places to advertise. Now, a couple years ago, there's this big fear, and it's still true, that the feed is actually getting congested because everybody's advertising on the news feed. Oh, and by the way, there's a right column. So you have to create an ad specific for that. That's the old-fashioned ads that would be on the right side on the desktop. But because we're on mobile heavy usage, that's gone away, or it's not as popular. It's still powerful, but it's just people aren't on there as much. And where was I going? Oh, yes. So there a couple years ago, there was this fear that the newsfeed was getting too congested, and there's not enough. We're running out of real estate. So Facebook, being the brainiacs that they are, and they figured out that we just need to create more experiences, more places to advertise, obviously, and make it easier and make it fun for us to continue to engage by creating these additional places. So it's not just the news feed. Now you have the video feed, you have the Explore, and you have stories. They obviously stole that from Snapchat, but people are, especially on Instagram, Instagram stories are just powerful. That's their number one, I think, feature, more so than the feed. So it would be in your best interest to create ads or content in the Instagram stories. And even though within Instagram, there's the feature that if you have 10,000 fans or more, you have a swipe up feature, right? Well, maybe you don't have 10,000 people yet. However, with an ad, you can add that to your post, to your story, and then swipe up and then go to your website or whatever, right? You give your offer. But it's something to consider. In stream, those are, if you have a video, there's a video, and then they pop in and add 10, 15 seconds in. And that's where the actual content creator gets paid pennies for that ad, much like on YouTube. I would remove that. Search is really new. Search is when you search for something, obviously. Right now, it's still not as powerful because we're not going to Facebook to search anything or as much. We're not searching attorneys. We're not searching chiropractors as much like we go to YouTube, right? I mean, Google.com. When that becomes something that we do, which I'm sure they're pushing us towards to trying to use it for that interest, then they will make sure. Then these types of ads will be very, very powerful, much like on YouTube. on Google.com now. Messages. So these are ads within the feed for the messages. They pop in there. That's how you would do that. In article, these are actual articles within those on other websites, like I mentioned to you before. And those are cool because those platforms make it really easy to, like, it's you click on the article. What do they call it? I forget what they call it. It's an article, and it stays almost within a very fast within Facebook's ecosystem, frankly. It renders fast, and then the ads will pop up there. Apps and sites, once again, off-site, a bunch of other places. We're going to continue. All mobile devices, I will leave all this alone. Okay, you can, but no need. Let's move on. Don't hit publish yet. Click on add. Now make sure to go over that again. And if there are some errors, which right now you see that error, we need to select the post. Did I click it? Hey everyone, how many people are in here? Dude, I don't know. A few. Y'all don't see this, but I'm moving y'all around. Alright. Alright, here's where we select the page. So maybe you only have one page. I'm going to do this. So I'm gonna Kiz Passion. Now, if you had selected Instagram as a placement, and they kind of are still trying to push you, like, hey, run it on there, you could still place it as a use it as a placement. Scroll down. Once again, this is an engagement ad, so you're trying to get people to engage on a post. You can create one or use one. So here is where you select it, or here is where you can create a brand new one, and then it would post it to your page from back here. I clicked on that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm so stupid. Yep, it's thinking. Give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. Go away. So you can write a post. It says save as unpublished, like you can create a post that's not seen by the general public on your page, but they little by little have removed that. They don't want to try to be less shady. Select post. So what it's going to do is go out and look at the post you have on the page. What was I doing here? Oh, this one got a ton of engagement. It really doesn't matter for this, but hey, that's interesting. They didn't used to let us advertise cover photos. Can I? That is brand new. They didn't used to let us advertise cover photos or profile pictures. I've always wanted to. But let's just say, oh man, the good old days when I used to really advertise here a lot. I'm trying to find an old post. Oh, let's just say, no. This photo. Let's just use this one. Will it let me select it? Damn it. Can't shoot. Stop. Here, boom. Let's try that one. Continue. You select it, continue. So it's going to pull it up. It's loading. Do you see anything? If you have any questions, feel free to punch them into the comments, by the way. I'll be happy to answer them while I'm still here. Oh man, this video is going longer. 39 minutes, but we're almost there. And I was sharing quite a bit. Why does it have instant feeds? Did I choose that as a placement? Let me go back. Instant articles. That's what those are called, by the way, instant articles. Let me go back. I don't want to be in instant articles. It's useful though, because people are engaging in articles and videos. So if they hit an instant article, those are those websites that have Facebook's code in it that they want ads to show, Facebook ads, so they can get paid. So it becomes an instant article, and that's how you can show within their articles as if you're advertising there. You are, but not through them. Let me scroll down, make sure I remove instant articles as an option. Yeah, I did. Boom, right there. Go away. You're going so slow. Go away. Go away. Sorry. Oh, I forget you can't see me. You're looking at the screen. I'm looking at the camera like y'all are looking at me. All right, go back to the ad. Once again, 3 levels. First level is campaign. What kind of campaign are you running and what's your objective? Second level is who you're targeting and how much are you gonna who you're targeting, how much you want to spend, and where you're gonna put that ad. Okay, so it's giving me an error message because this was a it was an event. So let's just use this as an example. Say for example that I changed my mind. So you just change the post. Change post. I mean, it's right there. So I'm just going to pick a random thing just for the sake of this. I'm making this too complicated. So as a thought, in the past, this is why also I design things with intention and don't, because if I know I want to advertise this piece of content, a particular piece of content, I have to be careful that it doesn't have too many words. Memes are tough because memes are a great way to get a ton of engagement. And if it's funny and whatnot, it can be a great way to get your brand in front of more people that are in that niche and audience. And if you make them laugh, how cool is that? Right now, you're going to be really memorable. So I'm just use that one. There's a fair amount of engagement. So within the post, this is within the post, you need to make sure that you're talking about your offer. Hey ladies, I'm giving away 10 free passes to my yoga studio, 10 free passes to my yoga classes. Hey, that rhymes. Should have been a rapper. Anyways, but you know, I know it's crazy. Give your message, whatever. 10 free passes. That'll make them stop because they see free. We like free. I don't care how wealthy. I've seen some very wealthy people that still love free for some reason. And then send your offer. Only the people that are in that area will see it. What else? If you want, they actually give you you can add a button and you can send them to a website, send them somewhere else. You could get them to send a message. You can even get them to send a WhatsApp message because they also own WhatsApp, right? On these others that you have to put a URL, but if you want to keep them on the platform, just hey, send it. Even in the post, say, hey, send us a message, let us know that you're interested, and we'll reserve your coupon, blah, 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 right? So I'll do that. So you want to make sure to continue the conversation. And that's basically it. Then, I'm surprised it didn't give me any. It will usually give me a little error message because the algorithm will have picked up by now that there's a lot of words in that graphic. It's refreshing the preview. So here's where you can actually preview what it will look like. And once again, this is not you doing anything out of the ordinary, but the offer is critical if you know you're selling something and it's important to get them into your studio, to your office, whatever. If you don't have an offer, more than likely they're going to continue scrolling, right? So you have to make sure to grab their attention. Another idea would be if you just have a great piece of information that you just want to get more eyeballs on. A great way to grow your business is to grow your audience. In fact, that's the number one. Number two, offer is great. But if you know you have time and you want to grow the audience organically, what better way to do that than by sharing this great piece of content that you wrote? What's the worst feeling than investing 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours writing this great piece of content or recording this great video only to have no one see it and being pissed because your friends don't like the video, or your friends don't engage with the post. Your friends and your family probably aren't your target audience, so you shouldn't be pissed. You should be advertising. Spend $1 a day, put it in front of people that at least are more interested than your friends or family. Stop putting the pressure on them. It's kind of rude, man. So if you're going to create all this content, use the platform that they're already on, and you're publishing it there, by the way, and just put a few dollars into it. All right. But once you do that, once you select, and you would do the same process, run this, everything like I just showed you, and hit publish. That's it. More than likely, it should get approved unless you say some crazy things or you make some crazy, like, oh, you're going to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. They hate that. Don't use before and after pictures. They hate that. In fact, your account may be banned. They don't. There's a lot of people that use those and are real shady. So somebody's laughing. What was I saying? So you may get disapproved if you know you're dealing in shady things or saying some shady things or questionable things. But other than that, you should get approved, right? It runs. Then you can come back in here, and then you should get a message to say, hey, you've been approved. Then you come back in here after it's going to tell me there's an error. I'm going to close. Boop, boop. Go back to campaigns, and it'll give you an overview of how much you spent. Which I may grab one of my other campaigns that have been running a while. Then we'll wrap it up. This one went really long. I thought it was going to be short. We can do it. You can do it. Am I running things in there? Point is, here is where you're going to get the results. What's happening? How's it working? I'll do lifetime for you. I know I'm crazy, but so are you. So Facebook is seen by a big as a big bad evil monster, but we're on there still. How evil are they? Oh yeah, I did spend some money. Good. So let's use this. I think it'll be better. Here's an example of. So I was running an engagement. So damn slow. To all of you that are still watching, thank you. I appreciate you. So let's look at this one. So I was getting 1 cent engagements. What does that mean? For 1 penny, I was getting people to stop, like, comment, share. Engagement also is, hold on, here we go. Engagement is also them stopping, hovering, and making a decision. That's an engagement. You want to get them to stop. Then you want, because that's actually the biggest problem we have as advertisers and business owners and in general. We have to get people's attention. If you don't get them to stop, then nothing's going to happen. Everything else after that is pointless. So make sure to get them to stop, offer. Make sure to offer good offers, so that'll help. But it cost me a penny. I spent $37 and got $27.80. So there's these. Actually, it was one of these videos. I just remembered. Sorry. So I try to promote these after the fact and use them as content to grow my brand and keep people engaged with me, become familiar with me, Teevee the Marketer. I said it. Make sure to share this video. And but this allows me, and I'm targeting multiple people, all over the country. I'll actually pop this open and I'll show you. I created multiple ad sets, but only the same ad. So I got people in these niches, people that have watched videos, people that have visited my website, fans, people that watch certain shows, and then certain industries. These are people I'm spending money on, and I'm not spending a whole ton of money, but I'm spending money on to make sure that I'm getting out in front of the world. Otherwise, it would be pointless for me to continue running my business if people don't know about me or any business. But this is where you would track it, cost per results. In this instance, it was engagement once again. Depending on the niche, it costs different. Legal, chiropractor, dentist cost a penny. Cost a penny. Cost a penny. What cost 3 cents? Oh, my fans cost 3 cents. Now, I will say this and I'll wrap it up. The smaller the audience is, the more expensive it's going to be. The bigger the audience is, if there's millions of people in that audience, then it's going to be super cheap because it's just huge. But the more, so if you have an audience of 100 people, well, they don't have many people to give it to, so they're going to charge you more. But if you have an audience of people that just love yoga all over the country, maybe you sell yoga pants or yoga mats, then it'll be extremely, extremely affordable. Let me come back to me. It'll be extremely, extremely affordable, but that's just things to keep in mind. In the meantime, make sure you're advertising. Don't waste your time creating stuff that nobody's going to see. Spend $1. Spend 5 days. $1 for a day for 5 days. Get it in front of more people that are actually interested, would be interested in your stuff, and grow that audience. All right? That's all I have for today. I appreciate all of you that tuned in. If you have any questions, make sure to message me. If you're interested and you need help and you just want to do it, someone to do it for you, because this can get involved. Believe it or not, it's not just a bunch of pushing buttons. It's there's strategy, there's a lot of thought involved, and I could help you. My name is Teevee the Marketer. If you need help, hit me up directly or visit tveethemarketer.com. Hit like on this, share it with anyone that might be interested, because I walked you through how to create a basic ad. You can do it for yourself, and so can your friends. All right, take care. Have a great day. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe as well, because I love you. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.